Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Supposedly Wonderful Future. And we just finished a very awkward conversation with Jackie that revolved around the death of an ex-boyfriend. Yeah, that wasn't uncomfortable at all. But now I guess it's time to go ahead and crash out and get ready for the next day. Why do we sleep? Science still hasn't found an answer to this question. And so we end the day shrouded by yet another mystery. Yes, indeedy. Don't panic. Okay. Chapter 4. 1440 minutes. Oh, alright. Hello? Anyone? There's no answer. Okay, Jackie. Is this another one of your no briefing, come and punch you in the face problems? No answer. The element of surprise is lost, you know? It's clear that I'll have to wander around the area until I accidentally do whatever it is you want me to do, after which you will appear and start talking, and talking, and talking, and talking, until I'm completely convinced that you had my best interest at heart, or until my ears fall off, whichever is sooner. Say nothing. Harvey Martin. Okay. Looks like a negative, kind of a more third world style country. Taking care of the stuff, hanging stuff on the line. We've got, I guess, maybe a Persian rug right there. This could be in the Middle East. It could be Africa, could be Asia, could be anywhere, really. Hello? Is somebody else here? Who's that? Who indeed? I don't seem to remember. What about you? Name's Michael. Pleased to meet you. Likewise. I'm sorry, but where are you? I hear your voice, but there's nobody around. All I see is some table with photo frames on it. That's what I see as well. So we're looking at the same thing? Well, that's reassuring. Where are we exactly? No idea. It's kind of hazy. What do you think? Well, I have a number of explanations. All of them are equally improbable. Yeah. Hey, do you mind if I keep quiet for a bit? It just feels like I'm forgetting something. Something very important. Something besides my identity, I mean. Alright. What is going on here? And we see a lady running. They must be digital photo frames or some similar devices. What? Oh, that's nice. Are these yours? No. I thought they might be yours, actually. No, they're not mine either. I don't remember them. But you can't remember much of anything, right? Not even your name? That's true. Still, none of these views ring any bells. Are you sure? A closer look won't hurt. I guess you're right. Just give me a moment, okay? Moments in Time, Harvey Martin. Got some cars moving down a street. So, it's a street. Yeah, I see that, but not much else. Well, Yeah, there isn't much to look at. The buildings are standing, the cars are moving. There's also a person crossing the street in the back, but it's a bit hard to discern. It's starting to feel familiar, but I probably just need a bit more time. That's fine. Take as long as necessary. There's a name here. Harvey Martin. Is it yours? Harvey Martin? Not sure I like how it sounds, but whatever, it's just a name. You can call me as such if you want. Okay. Guess we go back. Oh, it's moving now. So some kids are running. One of them's apparently cupping water for the other to drink, maybe? How about this one? No, nothing yet. It feels so close, but I can't grasp it. Sorry. Ooh, the kid's looking at us. How about this one? Nothing yet. Same thing. Is there anything else here? Wait. I think I remember this street. It's the one I see every morning on my way to work. Or used to see, anyway. So these are your photos after all. Well, at least this one. I think so, yes. I take this road when I go to the office. Walking, I mean. I live close by. It only takes 17 minutes to get there from my apartment. It's convenient to live near your work. Go on. It may not look much, but it's a pretty crowded place. This street, a lot of people are using it. Occasionally I look at their faces. Some faces I recognize. They walk down the street all the time, just like me. A bald guy uses the same zebra crossing every morning. We look at each other in the eyes, put on a smile, and we nod. We never talk, though. There's nothing to talk about. Sometimes I look around. There's a pleasant smell coming from a nearby bakery, but I've never been there. I'm never hungry when I see it. There's a bike in front of the entrance. It always stands there without fail. There's a farmer's market to the right, but it's open only on Fridays. I don't have time to visit it. Keep it coming. Once in a while, I look at the sky. It goes through a nice variety of colors, but I've already seen them all. If there are clouds, I try to find funny shapes. And one day, I was watching a cloud and bumped into an old lady, but she just smiled. People are polite here. They never scold you for not paying attention. Mostly, though, I just look at my feet. At the shoes and shadows, the fallen leaves, at the patterns in the pavement. I try not to step on the cracks or seams. I feel uncomfortable when I do that. When I get to the office, I chat with my colleagues. Some of them live pretty far away. They need to drive for a full hour. They tell me how their car kept slowing down for no reason. They tell me about a traffic jam at the corner of such and such. I'm very lucky to live so close to work. You don't sound lucky. 1,440 minutes. What? 1,440 minutes in a day. 420 minutes to sleep, 5 minutes to get up, 6 minutes to brush teeth, 15 minutes to take a shower, 30 minutes to have breakfast, 10 minutes to get dressed, 17 minutes to walk down the street, 5 minutes to check in at the office, 300 minutes at work, 40 minutes to have lunch, and 300 minutes to work again, and then 5 minutes to check out. You are one precise dude. It's numbers, algorithm, quantifying. They help to occupy the mind, but they don't add meaning. No, meaning's found elsewhere. 17 minutes to walk back, 30 minutes to shop, 60 minutes for dinner, 60 minutes to sit lost in thought, 120 minutes to use VR. Yes, those are a nice 120 minutes. The rest of them, not so much. Do you at least spend time with your family on weekends or something? Yeah, I guess I do. Do you want to look at the other frames? I think it's starting to come back to me. The rest of the memory should be much better. Can we go back to this one, though? Because there were other options. Oh, nope. We were given Das Boot. My, how could I forget this little neighborhood? My entire childhood happened here. It was my home. Oh. Yeah, that's definitely... I'm trying to look at the roofs to discern what kind of architecture. Seems like a nice enough place. You think so? I guess it does look surprisingly decent in this state, with a black and white filter hiding all the dirt. Then again, it can't hide anything from me. Not when the full version is already ingrained in my mind. I was a slum kid. The kind who doesn't always get enough food and water, let alone computers or toys. I was born into absolute poverty, and faced with a good chance to remain it for the rest of my life. Sorry to hear that. Don't be. Even if it wasn't pleasant, it's still a part of my life. Besides, I didn't remain, or we wouldn't be having this conversation, right? What was it like? It was a lot of different things. Hard, yes, but not as miserable and hopeless as some outsiders made it out to be. Bear in mind, though, that my memories are now influenced by time and distance. As years pass, bad parts fade quicker than good parts. I guess it's a coping mechanism. The conditions were horrible, that's for sure. Contaminated water, open drains, lack of basic sanitation and utilities. It was a perfect breeding ground for life-threatening diseases. Little kids were in the biggest danger. The human body needs a lot of care before it can properly face Mother Nature's challenges, and some never made it to that point. How sad. It was sad. There's no going around it. But in the end, people coped the best they could. As we grew older, the chances of survival increased, yet the challenges were only starting. The exhausting thing about poverty is the sheer amount of planning and thinking you need even for the most trivial activities. Bathing, washing, cooking, all felt like hard, stressful work. And not everyone is prepared to do hard work. Crime was frequent. Suicides, not unusual. When you're packed so tight you're bumping into people in your sleep, the actions of others have more obvious, more immediate impact. If family and neighbors support you, life's worth living. If they're just waiting for a chance to backstab you, it's hard to stay optimistic. What was more frequent, supporting or backstabbing? Both. It was a place of extremes, home to the lowest wickedness and the grandest act of kindness alike. Cruelty may be easier than compassion, yet when people cared, they cared big time. I saw nurses and doctors routinely working 15-hour shifts for free. I knew beggars who traveled to tourist spots and returned and spent all the money on food for others. I watched one half of the slum building houses for the other half after it was leveled in a flood. So it was a decent community, all things considered? It was a great community, so long as desperation didn't get in the way, and it was the community we had to thank for all of our daily moments of happiness. Gathering in dozens every evening to dance, sing, play sports. Such pure shared joy is not something you can easily find in modern cities. Go on. Ironically enough, one of the hardest parts were steady reminders about those who had it better. It might have been easier if we were a sealed-off ghetto, oblivious to the possibilities that lie outside. This was the only life we knew, but the world was already too interconnected. It was too fluid for that. Every once in a while, a different kind of people would appear. Clean, well-dressed, with gadgets in their pockets. They'd bring books. They tell us about homes with private toilets and big bathrooms. They created ripples in the little boy's smooth thoughts. Some charity funded a local education project, and for the first time in the slum's history, children could go to a proper school for free. Classes quickly became the time when I felt the most alive. History, science, English, math, I devoured them all. Local drug dealers lost a potential client forever. I already had all the high I needed. Man, if only kids from richer countries had your appetite. One day, a large group of volunteers arrived. Well-fed, educated 20-somethings, eager to fight the injustice. I talked to them and found more common than I could ever hope for. I saw it in their eyes, the same hunger, the yearning for perspective, knowledge, experience. Somewhere there, though, a goal was born. I couldn't live like this anymore. I had to escape. And you did. Yeah. Not everyone felt the same, mind you. Many were happy to use their freshly gained skills on the spot. My sister, she wanted to open a sewing business, make cheaper clothes, help the local families. She was always the more social one, the less anxious one. As for me, the slums were no longer enough. Education was the only ticket out, so I kept studying. I graduated top of the class, took every test and entrance exam I knew about, and managed to snatch a place in tuition-free university abroad. So I packed my bag, and there wasn't much to take anyway, and left. Yet you still think about the place. Yeah. I thought I'd never look back, and for many years that was the case. I was too busy working, but now, as I sit alone in the comfort of my apartment, I sometimes do. I recall my childhood memories, the good parts more than bad parts. I feel a strange sense of affection. I get nostalgic, even. Then I go to the bathroom, turn on the shower, and watch in awe as clean water pours out of every little hole. And I wonder, do you need to have my background to do this sort of thing? Did I really have to spend my childhood playing near raw sewage to appreciate the full beauty of clear running water? I don't know. Probably not. But it helped. It sure helped. I wonder where all of this is going. Yes, of course. I know who she is now. That's pretty embarrassing, not to recognize your own wife. Tell me about her. We were both students at the time. I met her in a lecture hall. Surface integrals, an introductory calculus course. Man, she was jolting down those notes like nobody's business. I asked to explain a few formulas, so she did. She always understood things better than me, in class and in life alike. Go on. We talked for a bit after that, and the next time, and the time after that as well, and I was so transfixed, I even forgot to be shy, and asked her out almost immediately. She said yes. Apparently, I was the first guy at the university to approach her. I guess she was a bit intimidating, always furiously writing down everything teachers said. So we started dating. 6 months later, I proposed. And 2 months after, we were married. Did you even bother to keep studying? Sure. If nothing else, we got better at it. Probably because we were always helping each other. High-energy physics stood no chance against our teamwork. We waited until after graduation with our honeymoon, though. And this frame depicts a part of the honeymoon, I take it? Yep. One of the many beautiful views we saw during it. She was always the best part of any view, as you can imagine. Man, we had the craziest honeymoon our money could buy. We traveled all around the world. It was our act of rebellion against the looming adult responsibilities. I mean, we could get a house with this sum. Well, not an entire house, but pay a deposit and have enough for furniture and home improvements. But a house is just stuff. Stuff breaks and falls apart, even before you do. Memories, however, good memories are for life. We roamed around Europe, Asia, and both Americas. We put love rocks on as many bridges as we could find. took every ride in every amusement park we could get in. We looked down at the world from Burj Khalifa, the Eiffel Tower, St. Peter's Dome. We saw the northern lights and floating lanterns. We went diving, skydiving. We fooled around in a swimming pool that was 55 floors above the ground. We shouted the names of our favorite ice cream flavors from the mountaintops. It was glorious, silly, and absolutely unforgettable. That must have taken a long time. Yeah, you're probably right, but we felt so blessed. The passage of time just didn't matter anymore. In fact, I could barely believe my own happiness and kept nagging her with questions throughout the trip. She always had the best answers, of course. I'd say, "You're my teacher. Why'd you decide to teach me everything about life?" And she'd say, "A teacher always learns as much as her students." I'd say, "You're my perfection. There's no way I look as perfect to you as you look to me." And she'd say, "You have no idea." And here, as we leaned on the balcony's railing, I said another thing. "You are my angel. What did I actually do to deserve you?" It didn't even sound like a question this time, really. More like a thought said out loud, and I was musing on God's mysterious ways, but she responded anyway. What did she say? "You exist. That's enough." Oh dear. Hey, look. 2 more frames have activated. Yeah, I noticed. They seem familiar as well. It's as if they're programmed to react to our conversation. I think I might be the one who programmed them. Yeah. I don't know why, though. Did I want certain things to activate only after I said certain words? Only one way to find out. That is a pier. Or boardwalk. Have you ever been to the sea when you were a kid? Yeah, a number of times, actually. I never lived anywhere near the sea or the ocean myself, except for that one time when my parents and I went for a holiday to a seaside hotel. Even then, we never actually went to the beach. They were more interested to hang out near the bar, where you could always get a free refill for your beer. That's kind of sad. Well, I didn't know any better. They would drop me at the hotel children's club, and I'd spend most of my time playing with the other kids and local entertainers. Typical. One day, however, the club decided to go to the beach. We left the hotel's grounds, walked 20 minutes down the road, and then I saw something I'd never seen before. Water. Clean, beautiful water, as far as the eye could see. Waves gently brushing the sand. The sound, the smell, the feeling. I remember standing there, ankle deep in the water, and saying, "Oh my God, this is so cool." Sounds like a nice memory. Well, then I sat down and noticed that the sand wasn't actually sand, but countless tiny pebbles, all different in shape and size. There were pebbles like this underwater too, probably under the entire sea. To think that something can stretch out so far and still remain so unique and diverse, it was mind-blowing. That's pretty insightful. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure how long I sat there, mesmerized by the sea. Probably not long. Children aren't exactly known for their impressive attention span. But to this day, I look back and I think of how full, how complete this experience was. I mean, my parents were there at the bar, drinking beer, and I didn't even know what beer was. I just knew it was something complicated, something that people created specifically for their enjoyment, yet always wanted to refill. Here, I didn't have such problems. I could sit forever, watch the waves, twiddle the stones, and be content. I didn't need anything else, just this feeling. Whoa. Okay, I think we might have time for one more. Let's see. Maybe brother and sis? Ah, yes, the weekend from some other time when we were already a family of 4. Hey, congratulations. Thanks. It took some time to get there. Planning things, moving things, buying things, marriage paperwork, mortgage paperwork, adoption paperwork. Both of our children were adopted, you see. Why not get your own kids? It was our choice. There are thousands of perfectly normal kids without families, and thousands of young families with stable homes to offer. Seems only logical to bring them together. That's a really noble thing to do. Yeah, maybe. But you don't get any concessions from the universe for it. In the end, the challenges and troubles are the same. For a while, it wasn't going well. My wife was busy teaching and writing, and I was at work all the time. Yeah, I remember your strict schedule. Even when I was at home, we barely talked. I thought we were good at conversations. She was the only person who could understand my every word. But the silence poisoned us, and the distance was growing. It was obvious we were less and less comfortable being around each other. I even started to wonder why we'd married in the first place. Love's boat had smashed against the daily grind, huh? Something like that. Thankfully, none of this applied to our children. No, our children were too busy exploring the world, finding excitement in everything like only children can. After all, it was a perfect day to do it. The rain had just stopped. The puddles were waiting. Simple and contagious fun was about to unfold, and we were both invited, whether we wanted it or not. That's adorable, though. It's such an interesting invention, family. You choose a person among millions of total strangers and you make a vow to become something more. I thought it was an illusion. You know, a white lie we tell ourselves to distract from the fact that we all die alone. I thought I was just going through the motions, doing what society expected. But here, as we watched them play, I locked eyes with my wife and something clicked. We made this happen. This little scene. It was the most natural thing in the universe, yet it would have been impossible without us. We created this family, and with it brought a little more joy to this world. It was our mutual achievement. See, I knew your inner romantic wasn't dead yet. I smiled, and then she smiled back. We spent a long time in our living room that evening, just sitting in each other's embrace. The silence remained, but the poison was gone. It was no longer a silence of strangers. I thought she was the only one who understood my every word, but that's not entirely true. She was the only one who understood me without them. Okay, looks like we have 2 more pictures to go through, and then this ominous one that is still blank. I'm wondering if this story is going to get dark or what's going to happen. I guess we'll figure this out in the next episode, guys. I still don't know where we are or what's going on, but hopefully we will find out. If you guys liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.